Hello and welcome to another week of Tech News. So there's gonna be a bunch of things that we're gonna talk about today, and as always, we'll go through it one by one. Now let's not waste any more time and just get straight into it. So first up, a known leaker who goes by Momomo in Twitter has revealed the specs of AMD Ryzen 5000 Cezanne desktop APUs, even before it has a chance to be officially introduced by the manufacturer. Now, given the date this post was released, which was on the 1st of April, you might think that this could be an April Fool's prank, but that does not seem to be the case. The datasheet that Momomo provided in the Twitter post lists 3 processor families, all part of the Ryzen 5000G series. The Ryzen 7 5700G appears to be the flagship SKU in the series, with 8 cores and 16 threads. This processor would feature a 3.8 GHz base clock and up to a 4.6 GHz boost clock. AMD Ryzen 5 5600G is a 6-core and 12-thread SKU with a base clock of 3.9 GHz and turbo up to 4.4 GHz. The 4-core and 8-thread part known as the Ryzen 3 5300G would offer a base clock of 4.0 GHz and boost up to 4.2 GHz. Now let's change the subject and talk about Bitcoin mining. Around 2 months ago, NVIDIA announced their new cryptocurrency mining processor, or CMP for short, designed specifically for mining workloads. Hut 8 Mining Corp, one of the world's largest and oldest Bitcoin mining companies, has taken advantage of this and made an order for $30 million worth of NVIDIA GPUs. So, it is unclear which CMP models Hut 8 Mining Corp purchased, but the company estimates a collective performance up to 1600 GHz. It seems that NVIDIA will start delivering the order starting May 2021, and Hut 8 Mining Corp plans to get everything up and running by the summer. While on the topic of NVIDIA, it seems that there's a leak on the specs and performance of the RTX 3050 and RTX 3050 Ti laptop GPU. Based on Notebook Check, the RTX 3050 laptop GPU will feature 2048 CUDA cores, while the Ti variant will sport 2560 cores. The TDP for both variants is set to 35 watts to 80 watt range, and at a boost clock of 80 watts, RTX 3050 performs up to 1740 MHz, while the Ti variant performs up to 1695 MHz. Both variants will also support a 4GB GDDR6 VRAM, 128-bit interface, and 88GB per second bandwidth. The memory configuration in particular suggests that both graphics chips are primarily intended for gaming in 1080p resolution. Now there's still more news on NVIDIA, so bear with me here. It seems that NVIDIA MK GA102 250 GPU that was meant to be for the upcoming GeForce RTX 3080 Ti is already being used for the RTX 3090. This discovery was made by Hardware Lux member ESO0, who bought a Founders Edition of the flagship NVIDIA SKU with plans to install a waterblock. To his surprise, the graphics card had laser engraving mentioning GA102 250 GPU, which was later changed to GA102 300. The RTX 3080 Ti should now use GA102 225 GPU with 10,240 CUDA cores. This SKU is now scheduled to launch in May. VideoCards has reported that AORUS had a special launch event in Vietnam, where one of the main attractions being the new 43-inch FV43U monitor that was presented by Gigabyte for the first time. Equipped with quantum dot technology, this monitor boasts a 4K panel with 144Hz refresh rate. In addition, the 10-bit panel has a 97% coverage of the DCI P3 color gamut, not to mention up to 1000 nits brightness in HDR mode, and a 1 millisecond motion picture response time. Some retailers in Asia have already begun taking pre-orders for this monitor. In Japan, it is expected to cost 168,000 Japanese yen, while in Vietnam, it is now available for around 34,990,000 Vietnamese dong. This means that the monitor has a price tag of around $1,516 US. So, MINISFORUM had just announced their Desk Mini HM50, which is essentially a mini PC. Equipped with AMD Ryzen 5 Pro 4500U processor and Radeon graphics, the HM50 supports for a total of up to 64GB dual-channel DDR4 memory, as well as M.2 2280 PCIe SSD and 2x2.5-inch SATA HDD slot. With an Intel AX200 Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.1 adapter pre-installed, this tiny monster also provides various interfaces, including 2 GPE ports, 4 USB 3.0 ports, 2 USB 3.1 Gen 2 ports, 3 additional display outputs, which are DisplayPort, HDMI, and USB Type-C, and a 3.5mm audio jack. The main body of HM50 is 149.6mm x 149.6mm, standing at just 55.5mm high and weighing 0.7 kilograms. Inside the box, you will also get an HDMI cable, VESA mount, and HDD holder. The HM50 comes in 2 different hard drive configurations, which is the 256GB SSD, which costs $699, and the 512GB SSD, which costs $739. We'll put a link to their store so you can find out more about this for yourself. Moving on. You guys might remember the new Rocket Lake processors that Intel had released last week, and maybe some of you might have already got it. In any case, you've probably missed out on the fact that Intel forgot to release a driver for this CPU. Well, according to the official website, Intel has not yet released drivers for Rocket Lake, and at the time of recording, the only available download is the Performance Maximizer. Video cards had checked the motherboard manufacturers' websites just in case that the driver was released by them instead, but alas, no such driver was found. But rest assured, as Lisa Pierce, who is the graphics software engineering director, made a statement on Twitter that the Rocket League GPU driver will be released by Monday. And that's about it for this week. If you feel like you've learned something useful, feel free to like and share the video, and comment down below if you have any thoughts on any of these topics that we've talked about. And hopefully we'll see you guys again next week. So until then, stay safe and take care.